Alright, here I am. Probably the most important Jujutsu Kaisen video I'm gonna make. This video is about the last time Jujutsu Kaisen was good. Gojo versus Sukuna in every essence was pulling out all stops, defying logic, literally in verse. Every 5 seconds he shouldn't be able to do that, but he's fucking doing it. If I'm to compare it, it's like if we never saw Goku and Vegeta fight before, or like a Sasuke and Itachi, like, you know what I mean? I feel like the internet is so much more prevalent now. It's so much just like everyone can see everything, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, when Gojo came back, first of all, I came. Like, I was coming, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I have an overwhelming amount of hype. Like, this is probably the nerdiest shit I've ever said. But it's the first time where a fight was about to happen, and it was like live. Like, it felt live. Like, you knew. Chapter just dropped, Gojo and Sukuna, da-da-da. That's when you're like, oh, fuck, like... And everybody's on Twitter, everybody's on this, that, and the third. Nigga, you texting your homeboys, you on the phone, you talking about, hey, I ain't gonna lie. If Gojo, if doo-doo-doo happen, it's go time, like, like if y'all have felt that before, let me know. But I haven't. That's the first time where I felt like, oh, it's some shit that's been hyped up. And at some point, you like, we gotta get this before the show ends, right? And then it's everything you expect and fucking more. And there's so many other like consequences to this shit because Sukuna's in Megami's body and Gojo knows he needs to take out Sukuna, but he also is like on the back end, you sitting there, you thinking, you like, Gojo, you a strong nigga. But we saw what happened when you saw Kenjaku in Geto's body. Now you seeing it part 2, can you correct your mistake, or you gonna get caught by it again type shit? And this ain't shit that's told to us, but it's just shit like for my niggas who actually read, you know what I mean? But there's so many like influxes, so many intricacies to the battle, and it's like, oh shit, oh he fucking Sukuna up, but Megami taking all that damage, Megami weave, you know what I mean? But the fight was so good, and I'm telling you, and I'm gonna give it to you off rip, right? Off rip, nigga. We're 5 minutes into the video, dumbass. Don't let nobody lie. Just because Sukuna won, don't let nobody lie. Throughout majority of the fight, I'm not gonna say Gojo was washing this nigga, but it would be like domain clash, da da da. And then Gojo would be getting chopped up. I remember, because when Gojo was getting chopped the fuck up, I forget, I think it ended on like a cliffhanger panel where it's like Gojo was getting chopped the fuck up, he had them cuts. And niggas was like, yes, my glorious King Sukuna. And it was that panel of Gojo looking back when Gojo said, oh, I wasn't using it to heal myself. I was using it to heal my curse technique. Everybody was on Team Gojo. I didn't see a single nigga on Team Sukuna say nothing when Gojo pulled that shit. It was like, oh, this nigga was just taking them hits clean on, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it has to get animated for you to understand what I'm saying. But bro, when I'm telling you, and it made it even better that niggas was watching the fight. It made it even better that Kusakabe was, and niggas is sitting there in the back like, I've never seen anybody do that before, and da 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 da, and Gojo was pulling out all the stops, and Sukuna's, like, it's like you watching Tribal Chief Roman Reigns versus Super Cena. You know what I mean? Like, that's some shit you just hear about. Like, niggas like, oh yeah, I remember when Gojo and Sukuna was going at it, da-da-da-da this, da-da-da-da that. But yeah, don't let niggas fool you. Gojo was low-key cooking that nigga at first. When it came to hands, bro, when it came to these, bro, I ain't gonna lie, Gojo was on that nigga ass. He was on his shit like stank on shit. And here's the big thing, right? Here's the big thing. I'm not even gonna fake it to y'all. No matter what way you slice it, I get it, because it's like Sukuna, there's no way you can defend that Sukuna win. Like, yeah, Sukuna won, but that's like, bro, that's like winning a match off DQ. You know what I mean? By count out victory. Like, I don't know. Like, there's no way you could see Sukuna in a different. Okay, let's get all the asterisks out the way. And I respect Sukuna, because at the end of the day, do what you gotta do to win. That nigga won by any means necessary against Gojo. But I'm saying, like, you can't flex that win when Gojo's using all his natural born given power. You are in another nigga's body. using another nigga's technique that does not belong to you. You are using his fucking, his little minions, you know, Maharaga and shit. Like, you know what I mean? And you're jumping this nigga. You're jumping him. And it's like, bro, it's cool because I get it. I'm not even really mad at Sukuna jumping him and doing him dirty, because at the end of the day, you're a villain. I don't give a fuck. That's a flaw of Gojo, and I like that. Gojo's like, nah, I'm really that nigga. Cause if Gojo was really about it and Gojo was really like, oh shit, like that's Gojo's character. It's in his character to be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like Gojo's not pussy. Like if Gojo was like, oh, I only care about defeating Sukuna, I don't care who dies along with him, then I feel like it's a different fight. You know what I mean? If he's like, oh yeah, Yuta come out here, Hikari come out here, Maki come out here, Yuta or Ichidori come out here, and let's jump this nigga. Whatever. And if you get hit by this hollow purple, that's on you. You know? Like he could have been like, that's how Sukuna is, because he's fighting with these little minions that don't mean anything to him. Gojo was sitting there like, nah, I'm gonna do this shit myself. And that's why I say it's a flaw, but it's like, you gotta respect it. Even though he lost, you gotta respect the fact he went in there knowing he had the disadvantage. Cause come on, Gojo sees Sukuna in Megumi's body. What's the first thing he think? Oh, that nigga used a Maharaga. Why the fuck else would he pick Megumi of all people? Nigga, he's going to pull out Maharaga on my ass. He already should have known off rip. Off rip. You know? So it's just like he already knew it was finna be some bullshit. He already knew it was gonna be at least a 2-on-1. And don't even get me started on the fraud allegations, bro. Every time, when I tell you every single chapter, every single one, no matter if it was Sukuna that was up and Sukuna was like, I'm about to unleash my domain, and Gojo was like, oh no, I'm back. You know, every time it would be, oh my gosh, Sukuna's a fraud. He got hit with a black flash. Oh my gosh, Gojo's a fraud. He's getting cut the fuck up. Oh my gosh, Gojo's a fraud. He can't use his domain. Oh my gosh, Sukuna's a fraud. This nigga's sitting here slumped, knocked out with his eyes to the back of his head. Like bro, you're not a fraud, bro. Like why these niggas refuse to admit that both them niggas are dogs? Like, I don't know. I don't see the Crollo and Hisoka fans going at it being like, oh, Crollo's a fucking fraud or Hisoka's a fucking fraud. You know what I mean? They seem like they got some respect for each other. What's up with y'all JJK niggas, you know? The fraud allegations are crazy. Niggas making whole edits with Mickey Minna-E-Y-L-O-U-S-E. Like, you know, niggas was going crazy with the fraud allegations. Everybody was a fraud. Bro, people that wasn't even in the fight was getting fraud allegations. I remember Yuta was getting cooked for no reason. Yuta was getting cooked for just not being out there boxing with Gojo. Niggas was out there saying, Yuta's a fucking fraud. He's a fucking pussy bitch push camper, blah, blah, blah. Like, going crazy on Yuta for no reason. He not even fighting. But yeah, the amount of niggas who choose to act like, oh, since now that the fight is over and we know Sukuna won, people choose to sit here and act like, oh, Gojo was never really a threat. Oh, Sukuna could have just went back into his true form if he really wanted to beat Gojo super easily. Why are we sitting here and acting like Gojo wasn't cooking that man? Like, I'm not trying to sit here and say Sukuna is bad or anything, but I'm sitting here and saying, like, these niggas were on equal terms pretty much. Like, when you consider the fact that Sukuna won off the basis that he had, you know, allies, I guess. Yes, because I'm gonna just bring up one moment when Gojo hit a black flash, I think, and he knocked Sukuna out. The nigga he was sitting here, eyes to the back of his head, knocked out. From what I can remember, could he not have just killed him there if Maharaga and Akito aren't there? You know? So that's me. But I think the end of this fight everything about this fight was amazing. And it just felt bigger, larger than life. It felt like one of those shits in anime where you're like, oh my god, I'm locked in. Like Attack on Titan, you know, season 1, season 2 type shit. Like you just sitting there and you just watch it. You just watch, like, you know. And then the eventual, you know, you know, fall of the fight and whole thing, it was at an absolute high peak, and then it like was peaked and then it just fell. And you don't want to know why it fell? Because and I'll say this, anime will never be the same. Manga, anime, whatever will never be the same. Because when it gets to, this is a lesson that Jujutsu Kaisen has taught us. When the anime or manga gets too popular, too poppin', too whatever, like, it's going to become tradition. Oh, leaks of this are coming out, and when something too viral, too shock value happens, immediately Twitter. If you like or anything in that, immediately Twitter. Brrr, immediately Instagram. Brrr, like, just off rip. And it's like, if you were there when Gojo died, when did you find out? Did you find out on your own being, or did you find out when you just woke up and looked on TikTok and saw an Instagram TikTok live of Gojo's dead body sitting there bleeding out? Or did you see it on Twitter and people saying, oh my gosh, not Gojo, not daddy, oh my god, my glorious king, no way, please, no, let like, you know? It was just like, it felt like some crazy viral shit. But it's like, bro, this is an anime. like at a certain point, this is becoming too big to the point where you can't fucking avoid it. Even when you don't watch the show, niggas I know that don't watch the show and people whoever got spoiled on Gojo dying. They ain't never typed in Jujutsu Kaisen on their fucking Instagram, nothing. They ain't never fucking even seen this nigga before, and they said Gojo died. What happened? Nigga, when did you start watching JJK? Like, bro, that shit was crazy. But yeah, bro, it was amazing. It was amazing. The end just wasn't it. And afterwards, it really wasn't it. It just got worse. But it's gonna be fucking amazing when they animate it. It's going to look fantastic. You know, probably gonna add some extra scenes, flashbacks, you know, little shit like that, and it's gonna look great. Sukuna was not cooking that, man, bro. That shit was 48 to 52%. Like, but yeah, it was good shit though. I felt like it was something we needed. It was something for all the anime fans to witness and know about and be like, oh shit, like, no matter if Dragon Ball was your favorite anime, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, whatever. Well, maybe not One Piece, because them niggas be jealous as fuck. But bro, they was hyping the fuck out this shit, and everybody was watching. Everybody's like, oh shit, nah, Gojo, nah, Sukuna. You know, it just felt like everybody gathered at a certain spot and just being like, tuning in to the fight. But yeah, bro, I've been recording for 20 minutes. Fuck, oh my god, this shit's so long. But yeah, bro, like, I don't know if we're gonna get another Gojo Sukuna type, like the hype it had, the, you know, weekly, oh fuck, like it felt like, it really felt like you was, you know, out or at home, you had people over and you sitting over there watching niggas box. Every week I'm on the phone with the homeboy, I'm like, hey, what's the move? Hey, when you sending in Yuta, when you sending in Hikari, when you sending in, you know what I mean? Like, you know, what's next? You know, maybe it'll be Crollo and Hisoka part 2. You know, maybe, you know, we'll see. Who knows? But just know, bro, if you was there, bro, I hope you seen this video if you was there. Cause tell me in the comments, like, that shit was a spectacle to really see Twitter every single day. Gojo Sukuna. Like, man, I'm a fucking nerd, bro.